Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. And if you do happen to be new to this channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a medium, divine channeler, spirit extractor specialist, white witch, and divine alchemist, and I also happen to be a divine feminine on the path of ascension. Coming to you straight from the spirit chair. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you are enjoying whatever season you're in, whatever part of the world you're in. I am in the northern hemisphere, so this is the time of fall, really to the Celts it's winter, the time of death, the time of our ancestors, the time that we go within. And I want to talk about just how we can be haunted by the ghosts of our past. Now, for those of you who do know me, I do work with ghosts, I do work with spirits, I have done cleansings in houses, I have done many spirit extractions across the world. And what I can tell you from working with ghosts, working with spirits, is that they are very, very similar to us. They have been human before. So we're talking about the human spirits. We're talking about those who are lost souls. They have been going through their death state, their emotions. They have been caught up in their trauma, their tragedies, and it's very hard for them to be able to move forward because they're held down by that lower energy, by that negative energy. They haven't been able to heal. And I've been thinking a lot about this and how it relates so much to what we're going through on the ascension path, because live people can certainly be haunted. Yes, live people can have attachments, and live people can be haunted in that sense, where spirits are following them home and they're going through all of that. Yes, of course. But people can be haunted in the sense that they are being haunted by their own ghosts from the past. So things that they have gone through, traumas and emotions being held on to, and just getting caught up in the same type of self-sabotaging thinking can certainly be a haunting. And it's really difficult because just like ghosts, we want those ghosts to find peace. We want them to find rest. We want them to move on to the light. Is it that easy? No, it is not. You cannot just tell a spirit, yeah, go to the light, and they're just going to go. There are so many layers. There's so much gray area there. Of course, like people, when we're going through layers of healing, it's the same thing. When a spirit is really in that trauma and they're in those lower emotions, whether it's anger or grief or resentment, self-judgment, all of that, it definitely will keep a spirit trapped. It will certainly keep our spirits trapped. So I've been thinking a lot about that this Halloween, this Samhain, this winter season, about how we can be haunted in that way if we are not allowing the light, the love to come in, the forgiveness to come in. And some of the ways that people are very trapped is by constantly judging the self for things that have happened from the past. In other words, behaviors and things that someone's not proud of, and just really feeling shame and really feeling guilt and regret for those actions, and making that be the block, allowing that to be the block, and not being able to bring in what you truly desire, not be able to bring in the light and the joyous opportunities and the abundance and all of that, because we're in that self-punishment. And you know what? It's the same thing with spirits who are not crossing over. Then a lot of them are in self-punishment as well. And it's really important for us to realize that we are not defined by our past. And I'll say it again, we are not defined by our past. Earth is a school. We are going through learning. We're going through growth. So if you have been in a space in your life where you felt like you made a lot of mistakes and you took actions that were very disempowering, maybe even self-destructive, and you're finding that that's coming up, and that, oh, I can't do this, or I can't go there, or this is never going to happen for me because of such and such and such, you're still in that death state. You're still stuck yourself. You're still haunted by the ghosts from the past. And it's really important for us to be able to really allow those ghosts to speak. It's the same thing. I find working with ghosts that if they are heard, if you are connecting to them on an emotional level and allowing them to truly be open with you and honest about how they're feeling, a lot of them just want to share their story. A lot of them have not been heard. A lot of ghosts cause a lot of ruckus, or sometimes they're taken as, oh, this is a demonic haunting. It's not a demonic haunting. It's actually ghosts that are just mad. They are angry. They're going through their emotions, their trauma emotions, and no one's paying attention, and they're trying to get someone's attention, right? It's like when we're hurting, we just want to be heard. We just want someone to relate to us. And I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell. But I can understand how we can also be like that. It's not just that it's, ghosts and spirits in that sense, but we want to be able to grow, and we want to be empowered and want to move on to the light as well, even though we're alive, right? We want to get to the next level. Well, the same thing with ghosts. They want to get to the next level. Some of them don't know that, right? Some of them are not even aware that they're past because it's been so traumatic or it's been so quick. But the thing is that what a soul's true intention wants is to grow and to keep on growing into the next level of light, of consciousness, of understanding. But it's the past, it's the beliefs, it's the programs, those trapped memories that keep us stuck, right? It keeps us stuck. So if you are finding that you're having a very hard time looking at some of the things that you've done, if you're not proud of a lot of the actions, if you have really witnessed a shadow side that, my gosh, you never really thought that you had, perhaps you always were in this space of being someone who was agreeable and being the good girl, the good boy, or everything is perfect, and you're trying to give that facade, and you're finding that, oh my, wow, after awakening, meeting my twin flame, going through a spiritual awakening, you've gotten to see sides and that just, you really were like, wow, I just can't believe that I would even have sides like that, selfishness, or be able to think in that way, or go through that. You're not the only one. I want you to know that you're not alone. And the thing is that we all have a shadow side, so no one is perfect. If you are having shame, if you are having guilt, if you are judging yourself for those shadows, please know that you don't have to stay there. Just like ghosts don't have to stay there. There is another way. Peace can come. And I often talk to ghosts about that there is another way, that you can feel differently. Do you realize that you can? And I tell you, one time I really confused a ghost. I really confused a ghost after saying that, because they didn't even think that it was possible to feel differently, because they were in so much anger about a murder that had taken place. So it gets really interesting, but the more that I work with my own traumas, and the more that I am evolving, I get to understand so much, right? I get to understand about even ghosts when they're not able to move on. So it's all about, are we holding on to those traumas? Are we holding on to self-rejection and judgment? Are we holding on to trapped memories and lower emotions? Are we still doing that? Are we still feeling like life has treated us unfair, or we didn't get what we wanted? Or do we still feel like we're abandoned? And, those are the things. But if you are having a shadow side that you're trying to push away or you're blaming yourself for, this is the perfect opportunity for you to bring the light and the forgiveness in. Allow the sides of you that you are so uncomfortable with, allow them to speak to you. Allow yourself to feel them. Allow yourself to not be within that judgment. Allow yourself to know that These sides are making themselves known to you, and you are going to make an amazing breakthrough. You are going to transform, transmute, and that in that sense you can bring in that new beginning, because that new beginning is coming in. I am really getting collectively for the energy is that new beginnings, new opportunities, they're all coming in. If you are feeling, wow, you know what, I just want to move forward, I want to take actions, I want to be brave, I want to see new places, I want to have new friends, I want to maybe live in a different place, I want to try something I've never tried before, I want to take an action step and contact my twin flame because that's what my team is giving me the guidance to do. Or if you are someone that is on the other side of it and maybe you're not receiving your twin flame because you feel like they're going to be in that same type of state, they're going to be the same way they were, you're going to go through the same hurts and you can't trust. These are all opportunities to transform the shadows. These are all opportunities to really heal the ghost from the past and to realize that you're not going to be repeating all of that. Your partner's not going to be repeating all of that, right? You don't have to define yourself and punish yourself for things that you've done. Realizing and being aware and realizing and being conscious of it is definitely a huge, huge step in being able to heal these things. So that way you can move on. So I've been thinking a lot about that. We go through metaphoric deaths all the time, right? For anyone who reads tarot, we have the death card, right? We have the tower card. We go through tower moments of things falling apart. And these can really shake us up and scare us, especially if we're afraid of the unknown, what's going to be, right? And that's the same thing too with the spiritual world and death. People have always been afraid of death and been afraid of ghosts and all these different things, beings that some people don't believe or they're just terrified of, because we want to understand. We want to know. We want to be able to have answers for these things. That's why so many people have such an interest in the paranormal these days. I believe it's because collectively people are really waking up. Okay, they want to know, their souls are meant to evolve, to understand the truth that death is just as a part of life, right? Death is absolutely just as a part of life as anything else. And it's really beautiful to learn, just how intertwined those are. I feel it is. There's beauty in the darkness and there's also beauty in the light, but we have to recognize and unify both of those. It's not about denying our shadows or denying death, denying those things, but to understand and to be more conscious of it will absolutely help with healing and being able to move forward. So that's really what I wanted to say today. And if this sounds like you, then I would say give yourself an opportunity to sit in sacred space, to meditate, and just to take also into account how far you've come with your own healing. Really just take into account that everything changes. Seasons change, right? The wheel turns, right? The seasons and the phases of the moon and everything with the cosmos. We're always going through these changes. Nothing can remain the same. So I would say, allow that in. Allow that in. And if you're having a really bad day, if you're having a bad couple of days, if you're going through some moons and you're finding that you're having a lot of the same stuff come up, it's at a different level. It's at a different point, right? So we have these different layers, but you're at a different point. And allow that in without judgment. Allow it in without judgment. If people don't understand you, that's okay, right? There's going to be a lot of people that maybe will not understand where you're coming from, right? Because you're very conscious and maybe they're not quite there yet. That's okay. But don't allow yourself to be haunted by the ghosts of your past, because even though you've done what you've done, you've grown. You didn't know then what you know now, right? You didn't know. You had to go through, you had to learn in that way. And it's a part of your story. It's the fabric, it's the foundation of your story. And that enables you to gain wisdom, to inspire others, to make this world a better place because you have been there. So if you can allow that in sacred space, allow that in your meditations, I think it's going to help you out quite a bit. And to realize that no matter what you might have lacked in the past, you absolutely do deserve to have the very best in life, okay? And when your energy changes, opportunities open up. Things change, right? Things absolutely change. Nothing can stay the same. And we are now bringing in exciting, beautiful energy. Because anytime you're going through a whole rough patch and you're constantly being triggered and you're constantly purging, we can't catch our breath, but that new energy comes in and we start feeling really great. We start having more creativity come in. We start feeling more passion. We start really feeling that lust for life, and we really start saying to ourselves, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm going to stand in my power, and I'm going to go for it. That's the type of energy I'm talking about, and, you know, it's this amazing magician energy. It's amazing manifesting energy. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that it was helpful in helping you to realize that you might be haunted from the ghosts of your past, right? You may be having that play over and over and over in the same thoughts and the same beliefs and still feeling very stuck. And I hope that also it might help you to realize that if you are having an actual haunting from ghosts, that this will help open you up a little bit more to what's actually happening, because I know some people get terrified with hauntings, and it's only because they're not really understanding what those ghosts want, why they're there, what their intentions are. So granted, of course, they could be very negative hauntings there, but in the case of ghosts that were people, hopefully this also gives you a little bit more insight and more relatability to ghosts, is that, you know, we've all gone there to trauma land, right? We have all gone through things that have been very, very difficult, and some of us have not been able to heal yet, right? And some of us have. And so I hope this maybe has opened your mind in that way. Halloween, right? Northern Hemisphere, it's Halloween. Great time to think about that. And think about the fact that so many people from the past have gone through such crazy things, such very difficult things, and to know that life isn't easy, but we do the best that we can, and forgiveness and love really do heal all. So thank you for listening. From the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings to you all, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.